Episode 9.
Glory has built-in voice chat, and it's incredibly realistic.
There's just one channel. The distance between characters directly affects the volume, with the system handling all the sound propagation calculations. The game has no background music.
There were only the realistic sound effects of wind rustling through grass. Putting on the headphones created an incredibly immersive sensation.
Yushu figured the one shouting was mid-month slumber. He'd already seen the system prompt about the hidden boss, the Nightfang Cat Demon. He typed a casual hesh and sent it, then heard mid-month slumber's voice.
Just talk.
Why? Type it out. Someone's sleeping, can't talk.
Yixiu typed this out, then pulled a cigarette from his pocket. With a practiced flick one slid out, clamped it between his lips, tilted his head to light it. Zhongmian nodded in understanding, then asked, "What about the others?" After the other three had each spoken,
Zhongmian was the first to voice his disappointment.
Oh, no chicks, huh?
Amidst the laughter, the party set off. Green Forest is a small dungeon for new players to get familiar with the game. How hard could it be? Besides, it was clear that Moonlight Slumber was no rookie. His commands kept the fight flowing smoothly. After Yixiu had Lord Grim cast a couple of cleric's healing spells at the start, Midnight Moon immediately pegged him as a healer, turning him into a pure support role. Honestly, the classic tank healer DPS triangle isn't necessary for a low-level dungeon like this. But Zhongmian was so used to that rigid strategy, he just defaulted to it, commanding by the book. He himself acted as the main tank, drawing the aggro, while the other three served as damage dealers. Lord Grim was appointed the logistics chief. Amidst the sounds of battle and the shouts of his teammates, the five-man squad pressed forward. Yixiu's technique was seasoned, his footwork slick, earning him lavish praise from the team leader. Yet his mind was adrift. When was the last time he'd run a dungeon with comrades? How long had it been since he'd felt this way?
As the minor monsters fell one after another, Yixiu's thoughts began to drift.
He had so many memories to draw from, adventures in the Forest of Grim. It even took him back 10 years. That friend who had known him since Glory's dawn, the one who would stay up all night, passionately discussing the game's innovations and future with him. He saw it all, predicted it all, planned for it all. Yet, because of one unexpected update to the game's rules, all those dreams and hopes vanished into thin air, leaving behind only this unfinished myriad manifestations umbrella.
You should have been Glory's most gifted talent.
The most accomplished talent.
His fingers glided across the keyboard, the mouse giving a slight twitch. Lord Grim's restore spell landed squarely on Moonlit Slumber. While Moonlight Sleep was praising the perfectly timed heal, Yixiu's mind was completely elsewhere.
All right, next up is the Dark Knight Cat Demon.
Zhongmian cut down the last minor monster in front of him. At the mention of Dark Knight Cat Demon, Yixiu's thoughts snapped back instantly. A boss doesn't always appear after clearing the entire dungeon. Sometimes following the system's guidance, you might encounter it midway through a specific area. And indeed, this was where Yixiu's party would encounter their Dark Knight Cat Demon.
The Nightfang Cat has a chance to inflict a curse with its attacks. But hey, it's just a curse. Nothing to be scared of. The real issue is its speed. I'll hold aggro, but it might take a bit. Everyone be ready to hold out a little longer.
Stay calm. Don't panic.
Midnight Moon laid out the tactics.
Everyone nodded. Yixiu didn't comment further. Moonlit Slumber's plan was sound.
No system announcement yet. Folks, we might just be the first to clear the hidden boss in the 10th server dungeon.
Let's keep moving.
Zhongmian urged the team, his voice charged with excitement.
At Moonlit Slumber's command, the five of them pressed on. The already gloomy Greenwood Forest grew even more somber as a dark cloud blotted out the sun overhead.
Their footsteps crunched through the forest, unnervingly clear in the silence.
Everyone was on high alert, scanning the surroundings for any sign of monsters. Stop staring at the sky. The Dark Knight Cat Demon isn't going to just fall out of it.
Glory is a first-person perspective game. Yua Zhongmian suddenly said what you see on the screen is basically a real human point of view.
With such detailed graphics, when you move your view to look up at the sky, your character naturally has to tilt their head back. Seeing his teammate Yang Guan constantly looking up, Yu Zhongmian couldn't help but criticize him. Amidst the laughter of the group, Yixiu suddenly heard a rapid rustling sound from the edge of the woods.
That's not the sound of footsteps.
It was the sound of a body brushing through the leaves.
Coming!
Seeing that typing would be too slow, Yiqiu hastily called out, his words muffled. He still had a cigarette clenched between his teeth. At the same time, his fingers gave two light flicks. Lord Grimm leapt back and spun around in one fluid motion, already facing the direction of the Night Fang Cat's attack. Everyone saw Lord Grimm's move and realized it was this brother who had remained silent the whole time.
He'd spoken up at the critical moment, and now when Yu Zhongmian shouted the warning, he didn't retreat, he advanced instead, aiming to make himself the Night Fang Cat's primary target.
The other three also fell back, lining up with Lord Grimm. Yu Zhongmian maintained a distance of several paces. Everyone held their breath, watching intently, but the rustling sound of the Night Fang Cat weaving through the forest. It too stopped at this very moment.
What?
Team member Yang Guan had barely uttered a word.
With a whoosh, a black shadow shot from the woods, accompanied by a sharp feline shriek. The first strike had arrived, and it truly was, pouncing straight at Yu Zhongmian at the front. Yu Zhongmian showed no fear, raising his sword to meet it.
The Night Fang Cat was small and fast. This type of monster really tested a player's precision. Yiqiu had long since sized up the skill level of these four players. He figured it might take Yu Zhongmian a little time to secure the Night Fang Cat's aggro. He even suspected that he might end up pulling aggro himself while healing, but that wouldn't be a problem. A single Dark Knight Cat Demon? Yixiu could handle it alone, as luck would have it. Midnight Kitten's timing was impeccable. His sword struck the leaping Dark Knight Cat Demon square on, and a swift roll to the side dodged the beast's follow-up pounce.
This saved Lord Grimm a prepared healing spell. The Dark Knight Cat Demon struck mid-air, reacted with lightning speed, flipping over to swipe with its claws. Midnight Slumber planted his sword to block, and a sharp clang rang out as steel met claw.
Midnight Moon slid back half a step, then immediately raised his sword in an upward slash. Yixiu couldn't help but admire the move.
Yu Zhongmian's blade master skill. Parry was timed to perfection. The follow-up uppercut was crisp and clean, showcasing masterful control.
Had I misjudged him?
This moonlit slumber skill is better than I judged. After launching the cat monster with an uppercut, Midnight Sleep followed up with a double stab, a ground wave sword, and a final ghost slash. A dark purple blade light flashed, cleaving the Dark Knight Cat Demon away. The combo drew cheers from the crowd, but Moonlit Slumber didn't dare let his guard down for a second.
After him!
After two more swift strikes, he shouted,
"No!" The three DPS players were already poised, immediately brandishing their weapons and unleashing their learned skills. Yu Zhongmian also stopped dodging and weaving, engaging the Dark Knight Cat Demon head-on. He began relying on Lord Grimm's healing to hold his ground, keeping the Dark Knight Cat Fiend pinned in a stable position. The situation was well under control. The Night Fang Bristlecat's pained shrieks echoed through the forest in relentless waves, fueling the party's excitement. The three true newbies had already learned from Moonlit Slumber about the value of a hidden boss along the way. The whole party eagerly pummeled the Night Fang Cat Demon, yet a strange thought began to stir in Yixiu's mind.
It's red! It's red!
Healers, keep up the heals.
The Night Fang Bristleback's health was quickly whittled down below 10%, a state players habitually call red blood. Many bosses pull new tricks when they hit red blood.
Grimwood Forest is just a beginner dungeon. Its bosses don't have that special talent, but the Dark Knight Cat Demon is different. It's a hidden boss. It'd be a disgrace to its title without such a skill. But the Dark Knight Cat Demon's transformation is pretty straightforward. It just goes berserk, boosting its attack speed and damage a bit. So during this phase, the healer's gonna have a tougher time.
Yishu figured that with Midnight Moon's skill level, if he just focused on dodging instead of stubbornly tanking hits, finishing off that last 10% of the boss's health wouldn't be too hard. But who knew the guy would keep stubbornly trading blows with the Dark Knight Cat Demon?
And his counter-attacks seemed a bit weak.
Out of mana?
Yikshu checked the party panel. That wasn't the issue. So, this sudden drop in Moonlit Knight's performance, it was starting to confirm his earlier suspicion.
Yichu was just about to speak up, when suddenly Moonlit Slumber let out a yell.
Shit! OT!